Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gun Rights Policy Conference 2025. I am your host, Craig DeLuz, here with the rundown. We're having a good time here in Salt Lake City, Utah. One of the best things about this event is you get a chance to kind of connect with fellow warriors in the battle for the Second Amendment. And I have with me a gentleman who's been in this battle for a while. What's really neat is you get a lot of people who talk guns, but they don't really know gun policy that well. And here's a guy who doesn't just talk guns and gadgets, but he also talks gun policy. Please welcome to the program, Mr. Jared Yanis.
Thank you, buddy. It's good to be here. It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you, sir. I got to tell you, this is I didn't even realize that I had not been to GRPC since pre-COVID.
Wow, time flies.
It does, because I remember, so 20 was COVID, so it was online. 21 was COVID, it was online. 22 and 23, I take that back. I was there in 22, so I was in 22. So okay, I don't feel so bad.
Well, it's you're still making it. We need more people to come out and have fun with us.
We do. You know, I always say I am a little bit more of a gun. I'm more of a gun policy nut than I am a gun nut.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that a lot of people don't realize that. I think especially when you start talking the Second Amendment and Second Amendment policy, it's like, to me, it's the ultimate of the civil rights, because, you know, the first is first for a reason.
Absolutely.
And the second is in case the first doesn't work out.
Yeah, it's the one that keeps all the others safe. Without the Second Amendment, they can just chip away. I mean, look what's happening in England right now. That's because they were disarmed. So I would not want that to happen here. It
is ridiculous what is happening in England. So do me a favor, tell my audience a little bit about your show, Guns and Gadgets.
Sure. So I do anything in any state that has anything to do with litigation or legislation surrounding the Second Amendment. Good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, I will cover it so that everybody who watches the show is educated in what's happening, and I try to give everybody an action item, not just to complain about things, but if you don't want a bill, then how to go against it, how to lobby your legislators, how to show up and talk to them. It's intimidating for a lot of people, but I try to make it as easy as possible. Or bills that we are in support of, how to get things passed, how to be part of that grassroots, which is something that's so vital to this movement.
You know, I'll tell you, one of the things that I found was how little, in particular, politicians knew or understand anything about firearms, or really, quite frankly, firearms policy or the firearms industry. But the thing that I always found interesting was that they think that because they have an R after their name, a lot of the Republicans think because they have an R after their name, that automatically everything they think about guns is pro-Second Amendment.
Yeah, and we've proven time and time again that's not the case. There are a lot of rhinos that think that we support them just because of their party. I'm a constitutionalist. I will vote for the person who votes correctly on the Constitution. Generally, it tends to be one party over the other, but I'm not married to a party at all.
Right. Now, you're former law enforcement, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So one of the things that a lot of people a lot of the politicians seem to think is they think that, well, if someone's a cop, they're an expert on firearms.
No, that's not the case.
See, I didn't even have to ask the question. You just answered it for me.
Yeah, no, there are some of the guys and gals on the job who are extremely proficient. They put in the time, but it's something they do on their own. Most departments train once a year because of budgets and stuff like that. So most police officers on the street who think they know a lot about guns, the average concealed carrier is a better shot than most law enforcement.
Sadly, that is so true, because they generally tend to, because it's a personal interest, they tend to invest more time into it. And for many in law enforcement, carrying a firearm is not a personal investment. Although you would think if you're carrying this thing that you might wind up having to use one day, it would be a personal investment.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've known many throughout my career. The only time it came out of the holster was qualification day.
Yeah.
You know, you see all the dust bunnies in the barrel and stuff. It's bad. Yeah.
So now, how did you get into doing your program?
Just happenstance. I was always somebody who fell in love with our Constitution, so I focused on it. At the time, I was living in Massachusetts, where liberty was born but no longer resides, and they were coming after firearms hard, really hard. So I would be the one who would break stuff down. Being through all the law classes I was in for the academies, I can read Old English and I can interpret it into common speak. So I would always break stuff down, whether it was good or bad, in a bill or a law. And back in the day, 12 years ago, YouTube was like cat videos or holster reviews, and told my son I can do better than that holster review. So he challenged me and held up an iPhone and the rest is history. But being the only bread earner in the family with children on special needs, I realized I couldn't buy guns and gadgets on my salary. So it started to do more law and policy stuff, and the reaction spoke for itself, and people wanted more of it.
You know, as someone who actually has worked as a lobbyist, and I had no desire to be a lobbyist. It just kind of it happenstance when the California legislature dropped 50 anti-gun bills on on the state of California. But once again, it was very quickly I learned how little, like I said, not just the policymakers, but even a lot of the staffers knew about the policy,
Yeah.
and even the average person, and in some cases, how hard it was to actually read some of those bills with all of the cross references and things like that, and not having a law degree. I mean, it is something that you have the ability to do that.
Yeah, thank you. You have to have a passion for it because it can drive you insane referencing this and that and going back 20 years to something they put in a footnote. But yeah, I have a passion for it, and I think people need to know it, which is why I will continue doing this until my last breath.
Where can folks? Well, let me ask you this: if there is something that you could tell or needed to tell folks about where we're at right now, because right now we're in a good place. We've got a good Supreme Court, we've got a good president, we've got a good. Well, I don't. I will say that while Republicans may control both houses of Congress, Second Amendment advocates do not control both houses
Correct.
of Congress. What are some of the things that, if you were telling folks right now, what would you, about activism, about being active and engaged in fighting for the Second Amendment, what would be something that you would want to tell them?
Well, the first three words are "we the people" for a reason. We are the employers of this nation. We are the bosses, and we have the power. But we have forgotten that. We've gotten tied up in our own lives. Everybody's busy, but we need to be more active. And when we are active and unite, we can make mountains move. And we're seeing it. We have some positive things going on in the last year, but we need more. We need to keep pushing it. And when we have favorable people in office, it's not the time to pull the chute and take it easy. It's actually time to press the accelerator and push forward.
Right, because then the devil becomes in the details, and
Right.
and the real work begins. The governing begins.
Right.
And passing legislation, in particular, good legislation, is not easy to do because some people think, oh, as simple as, well, just give us national concealed carry reciprocity. Well, there's a lot of details
Yeah.
that go into that. There's a lot of the butterfly effect, right? There's a lot of things that can happen if you write a bad bill. There's a lot of unintended consequences that can happen.
Right.
But it's important to follow that process and to let people know how important it is to be, once again, engaged in that.
Yeah, absolutely. And knowledge is power, and we need to have more people involved. We need the grassroots. Just the movement has to keep growing. It's been growing over the last couple of years. We just need to keep pushing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How can folks find your program?
Guns and Gadgets on YouTube. I'm on all these social medias. Sometimes I'll put stuff there that doesn't make it to the channel, so check me out there.
Excellent, sir. Thank you so much for joining me, and enjoy the rest of the show.
My honor. Thank you very much.
All right. All right, folks, we will be right back from Gun Rights Policy Conference 2025. Y'all take care, have fun, and we'll see you in a few minutes.